think that neither the Republicans or the Democrats know the meaning of the word compromise. I live on $500 a month. We haven't gotten a raise in Social Security in, what, 3 years? There are some months either I don't buy my meds or I don't pay a bill so I can buy groceries. Shame on both houses for not putting their heads together and coming up with some kind of a compromise. Who wants my bills on August the 3rd when I don't get my check? Because I'll gladly send them all.
Here's Vic in Los Angeles on our Republican line. Vic, what's the solution here?
The solution is very simple. First of all, your callers have to understand something. They will get their checks. That's a crock. Just listen and get intelligent and pay attention to all this information that you guys supply us. You will get your checks for Social Security and for Medicare. That's a death, okay? Unless the president decides not to do it. Furthermore, as far as this is concerned, with this vote here, Boehner should have never touched it. He should have left it alone and left the cut and bounce bill right where it was in the Senate. And if they don't want to do it, then that's fine. Let them, it's in their court. It's a strategy, okay? They have to eventually do something in the Senate. But leave it to them. We did pass 2 bills already, and that's enough. And he should have left. Now he's going to tweak it, and he's going to put in the balance part of it in there. Well, of course it'll pass now, and that's where it should have been to begin with. He should have left it alone. But it's not going to pass in the Senate.
Congressman Jeff Miller weighs in on that, too. On Twitter, his tweet says, we must pass a balanced budget amendment to raise the debt ceiling. Congressman Jeff Miller of Florida. You can follow the tweets and comments of members of Congress at twitter.com/cspan. Just look for the members of Congress list there on the page. Let's hear from Dennis, in Sutton, New Hampshire, on our Independence line. Dennis, are you there?
They need an Article 5 convention is what they need.
Quite frankly, the simple way to appease this whole situation is it's time this country start taking care of ourselves. I'm a disabled Vietnam veteran. I'm tired of seeing our kids get sent overseas. And if we stop spending all our money overseas trying to police the entire world and get our heads into everybody else's business, we'd have enough money in this country to take care of ourselves.
Exactly.
Would you call, Dennis, would you say cut it off entirely or drastically limit our foreign aid?
Drastically limited. It's absurd, the monies that we're spending overseas, not to mention these poor kids such as myself, the way I was at one time, getting maimed and seriously injured that we're going to have to pay for the rest of their lives as well. It's just an ongoing thing. We don't belong in these countries.
He has a proposal.
Mind our own business, and let's take care of ourselves. I don't see other countries coming to aid us the way we have to aid everybody else.
Well, we don't aid them by bombing.
We can't afford to do this anymore.
Here's South Boston and Julie on our Democrats line.
Hi, I'm watching the program, and I agree with that gentleman. It's about time the politicians, I call them penny pinching backward politicians, because for the simple fact, if they didn't stick their nose in where it didn't belong, and I praise President Obama because he said, and I'll quote him, if the Republicans, the rich Republicans and Democrats could take a pay cut to help Social Security, SSI, the children in the United States here, and start sticking their nose in someplace else, we would be better off. It's about time these penny-pinching, backward politicians stop what they're doing and stop with our lives. I'm on Social Security disability, my husband's on disability, and we're just barely making it. I have to go and ask friends for money, and that's wrong.
Julia, thanks for weighing in with your thoughts. We are waiting to hear from Senate Democrats. The Senate has come back into session, and they will today consider the Harry Reid proposal on the debt ceiling and deficit reduction, the $2.2 trillion plan over the next 10 years. The Boehner plan was not moved forward last night. They finished all the debate. They did not bring it to a vote, and understanding that discussions are underway in possible adjustments to the Boehner bill. And one of the issues, one of the reports yesterday about who would be voting for the Boehner bill included a number of members from the South Carolina, Republican members from the South Carolina delegation who were opposed to it. A number of the whip lists, a number of the counts yesterday in the media included Tim Scott, who is a freshman representative from South Carolina. He has just tweeted, and here's what he had to say to his constituents. Thank you for calling. emailing, and tweeting to express your opinions about the debt ceiling. I take them all very seriously. No indication, though, about where he stands on a possible vote on a Boehner package later today, if it indeed comes back on the floor. We will wait and continue to wait along with reporters here outside the Senate for Senate Democrats. Let's go to Plainfield, Illinois. Pat's on our Republican line.
Hello.
Hi, Pat.
I would like to say that the cut cap and balance bill that was passed by Congress and sent to the Senate should be voted on. The Republicans presented a bill, and I think that the Senate at least ought to give it a chance, unless they're afraid that it will pass. I don't know what the Democrats in the Senate want to, what they think, but I think that Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid are blocking passage of this perfectly good bill, and it'll be good for everybody. As far as Social Security and SSDS, there's plenty of money in the government for that. It's a special fund that's set aside, and if people would stop dipping into it, we would be taken care of. I am also on Social Security. I have given up a lot because of the high cost of living. If our cost of living and Social Security would be raised according to the real cost of living in the country, that would be more fair. However, if the government can't do it, I have no argument with that. But I can't figure out why the Senate doesn't at least put the bill up for cut, cap, and balance.
Thank you, Pat. Camilla in Fort Washington. She has gone from her independent line. We'll get back to your calls momentarily. Just a word in from the House Rules Committee. This is a tweet from the committee I want to bring to you. The Rules Committee will hold an emergency meeting today at 12:50 p.m. Further consideration of the Budget Control Act of 2011. That's just tweeted in. We don't know